Hello everyone, this is Novo from UC Berkeley's IOR19DG class, and this is another video in a series of videos about patent US7069055, which is displaying local times on mobile devices. So I've been told my videos are a little bit dry, so I'm going to play a little short clip from a song called Hana, which means flower in Japanese because this is start of spring as of last week. It's a nice short song. Anyway, I'll talk about the patentability of the patent this week with focus on whether or not it is obvious. So a quick recap on the patent. It was filed in 1998 and issued in 2006. It is owned by Samsung, and Samsung is suing Apple over the use of its patents on iPhone 3, 4, iPod Touch, and the iPad. Here is claim 1 of the patent, and if you need to read it in its entirety, feel free to pause the video, but the summary of claim 1 is that it is an apparatus for calculating and displaying times in multiple cities based on a reference time signal from a remote system, how long it has been since the remote signal was received, and doing some math to calculate what time it is in the selected city that you want and getting the result displayed on the screen. So there are 5 basic requirements for patentability, and they are on the screen. Subject matter. This is an apparatus, so it passes this requirement. It can't be an algorithm. Written description has to be implementable. Obviously, it has to be something that you can teach, or else it's not really something that everyone else will benefit from a patent. Utility has to be useful, so it's nice to be able to see times in different cities. Novelty has to be the first product that actually has all these claims. Elements in the claims, and non-obviousness. It cannot be an obvious thing. So out of these 5, it seems like the first 4 are met really easily, so I will investigate whether or not this patent is obvious. Obviousness is similar to novelty, but with obviousness, it can be multiple prior arts that are combined. So if it's obvious to combine different things into one product, then that's not patentable. Has to be obvious at the time of invention, so in this case it's either 1997 or 1998 because this patent was filed in 1998, and has to be obvious to try for a person of ordinary skill. Looking at prior art that I would combine to meet all the elements in this claim, you can combine a syncing watch or a phone, so a radio controlled watch which syncs its time, receives time from reference signal on a remote system. And they obviously were around before 1997. You can also, to that you have to combine a device that adjusts times based on time zone or city. So say your Windows 95 computer, where you can change the time zone and it will change the hour on your system. And then the apparatus also needs to display multiple times, so something like a world clock, which actually is cited in the references of the patent. So is it obvious to combine something like the world clock and a radio control watch, which together basically has all the elements? Maybe you have to add a little bit of a basic computer as well. I think it's pretty obvious because they both deal with time. They all deal with time, and they're fairly common. In 1998, they weren't as common, but they were definitely around. It's not something as out there as combining, let's say, a pushpin and a cup. I mean, to me, the whole method itself seems fairly intuitive, but obviously it was not intuitive enough to be not patentable. But if you can take some basic products, 3 products, and combine them into one and get this patent, I think it's pretty obvious. So that's it for this week. Let me know your thoughts. There will be no video next week because I will be on spring break, and hopefully spring will be quite a bit warmer than the winter. So see you in 2 weeks.